Russian troops have captured Pavlivka and advanced near 6 settlements in the Zaporizhia and Donetsk regions. The situation at the front is changing rapidly. Ukrainian positions are under threat. We'll find out what's happening on the line of contact right now. A loud statement from Kyiv. Ukraine is increasing pressure on Russia. Zelensky introduced new sanctions. What kind of sanctions are these? And should Moscow be concerned about them? Poland is preparing for war. 400,000 citizens, from school children to pensioners, will undergo military training. What does this mean for Russia and the entire region? Finland was scared of the song Kalinka Malinka. What's behind this incident? How do the authorities react to it? And why could all of this be just the tip of the iceberg of a cultural conflict? All this and much more in our episode today. Stay with us, don't switch channels. We're starting. Messages are circulating in the Ukrainian information space that Russian troops have significantly advanced towards Zaporizhia. This is written about by both servicemen of the Ukrainian army and representatives of the Verkhovna Rada. Publications emphasize that while the Ukrainian command's main focus is on the situation around Pokrovsk, Russian troops have intensified operations in other areas of the front, with Ukrainian army serviceman Stanislav Bunyatov stating that while attention is concentrated on Pokrovsk, Russian troops are rapidly advancing on the right flank, moving towards Zaporizhia. According to Bunyatov, the advance is happening through the territory of the Dnipropetrovsk region, which poses a threat of bypassing the Ukrainian defense line in the south. According to Bunyatov, this dynamic could lead to difficulties for Ukrainian units in holding their positions. His position is supported by Verkhovna Rada MP Mariana Bezula. She notes that there are no pre-prepared fortified defensive structures at the junction of Zaporizhia and Dnipropetrovsk regions. According to her, work on strengthening this area was not carried out in full, and now this has become a factor influencing the development of the situation. Bezula also reports on recent personnel changes in the Dnipropetrovsk Regional Military Administration. According to her, the head of the administration, Serhiy Lysak, was transferred to Odessa, and a temporary vacuum in management decisions arose in the Dnipropetrovsk region. Ukrainian experts believe the lack of a full-fledged defensive line in the Dnipropetrovsk region is one of the key reasons for the rapid advance of Russian troops. The Ukrainian side acknowledges that resources to completely halt the advance of Russian troops in this direction are limited. Troops can only slow down the enemy's advance by holding individual lines and creating local pockets of resistance. Meanwhile, the front line in the southern directions remains dynamic and constantly changing. The analytical project Deep State indicates that Russian troops have captured the settlement of Pavlivka in the Zaporizhia region, while simultaneously advancing near 6 other settlements located both within the territory of the Donetsk region and within the Zaporizhia region. The report states that Russian troops have captured Pavlivka and have also advanced in the area of the settlements of Balahan, Udakne, and Stopoki in the Donetsk region, as well as near the settlements of Plavny, Primorska, and Uspenivka, which are located in the Zaporizhia region. Thus, the advance occurred immediately near 6 settlements. Each of these points has tactical significance because it can be used to consolidate positions or for further advance. Volodymyr Zelensky announced the introduction of a new package of restrictive measures against Russia. According to the Ukrainian side, the sanctions are aimed at restricting the export of Russian resources and the supply of electronic components. The decision came into effect on November 6th. The measures were announced as part of the 19th sanctions package being formed by the European Union, and Kyiv expects that partners will take these proposals into account when discussing subsequent decisions. According to the statement, the new sanctions list includes restrictions on the activities of companies involved in natural resource extraction, particularly in the far north and Arctic regions. Kyiv claims that such measures are aimed at reducing the possibility of using export revenues and resources in the interests of the Russian economy and production programs within the framework of the restrictions, the introduction of measures against legal entities and individuals who, according to the Ukrainian side, may be linked to the production of electronic components or the supply of dual-use products is also envisaged. Zelensky emphasized that sanctions are an element of a broader strategy and stated that partner countries will take them into account in their further actions. He instructed the preparation of new decisions for the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine regarding entities of the Russian defense industry. The Ukrainian side notes that such steps are aimed at systematic pressure to restrict the capabilities of Russian manufacturers. Earlier, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov commented on Zelensky's status, stating that Moscow considers him the head of the Kyiv regime and does not recognize the legitimacy of his presidential powers, as his term in office, according to the Russian side, has formally expired. Lavrov added that Russia does not rule out the possibility of dialogue, even with the current Ukrainian leadership, if it contributes to discussing security issues. Returning to the sanctions topic, analysts note that the sanctions imposed by Kyiv are primarily political in nature. The legal effect of such decisions is directly linked to whether they will be supported by international partners, but the Ukrainian side views them as a tool for pressure and positioning on the foreign political stage. Polish authorities have announced their intention to prepare 400,000 volunteers by 2026. This is reported by the Reuters agency. Publications indicate that the program is intended to involve a wide range of citizens in training, from school children to pensioners. The readiness program, which Defense Minister Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz described as the largest military training in Poland's history, will be voluntary and open to all citizens. Reuters adds that the program will include a basic safety course, survival training, medical instruction, and cybersecurity hygiene training, reflecting a combination of traditional and modern aspects of civic preparedness in the face of potential threats. According to Deputy Minister of Defense Cezary Tomczyk, around 20,000 people are planned to be trained in November and December alone as part of individual training programs. But the total number of participants, taking into account all forms of training, is estimated to be around 100,000. Warsaw considers itself a forward post of the North Atlantic Alliance against Russia, and Polish political circles emphasize the need to increase citizens' preparedness for potential crises and conflicts. Neighboring Baltic countries are also showing increased attention to civil and military training issues. However, as noted in publications, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania do not have the number of volunteers needed to quickly mobilize similar mass programs. Polish authorities emphasize that the program is defensive in nature and aimed at increasing society's resilience to external threats. An incident occurred in Finland related to the performance of the song Kalinka during a music class at a school in the city of Espoo. According to local media reports, one of the students refused to perform the composition, which led to a conflict with the teacher and attracted public attention. The Finnish television channel Al reported that the girl's mother is a citizen of Ukraine and moved to Finland after marrying a local resident. According to available data, the family influences a child's upbringing. However, the schoolgirl herself was born in Finland and has no direct ties to Ukraine or Russia. In an interview, the school principal, Eleanor Hellman, emphasized that she cannot comment in detail on the specific case. She noted that the educational institution is open to all students, regardless of their background, and that the music lesson program includes the study of different cultures, which involves performing works from around the world. The situation gained coverage in Finnish and international media, as well as on social media. Commentators point out that a student's refusal to perform a specific composition reflects individual preferences and family upbringing and should not be considered a rejection of the educational program. Experts note that such cases demonstrate the complexity of integrating children from multinational families into educational programs that involve the study of the cultural heritage of different countries. Under such conditions, educational institutions must ensure respectful treatment of diverse national and cultural characteristics while maintaining academic integrity and the neutrality of the educational process. It would be interesting to know the opinion of our esteemed subscribers on all the events and news that have occurred in the last 24 hours. Share your impressions and opinions in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you for your attention. Until next time.